Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, coming to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. We're going to bring you some Legends of Boxing PC game. Get back to our $25 million pyramid tournament with contenders, pretenders, and champs. This is an Al, Red Sox fan What If Promotion. Brings you our tournament, contenders, pretenders, some champs, and some so-called bums. Our 4 fights tonight, still in the preliminary round of the tournament. John Dino Denis takes on Leon Spinks. Louis Firpo versus Duane Bobick. Lyle. Well, that's not right. He's not fighting Bobick. Lyle versus Jimmy Young. We'll have to fix that. No, I'm sorry. Lyle versus Bruce Seldon. So, let's correct that. Lyle versus Bruce Seldon. And let's delete that. There we go. Then the main event, fight number 4, Jimmy Young versus Earnie Shavers. So once again, John Dino Denis, Leon Spinks, Firpo Bobick, Lyle, Bruce Seldon. Final fight of the evening, Jimmy Young, Earnie Shavers. All 10 rounds, heavyweights. Winner advances out of the preliminary round to the next round of our $25 million pyramid tournament. So we're going to start things right away with John Dino Denis and Leon Spinks. Let's go to the preview of the bout. John Dino Denis out of Massachusetts, Leon Spinks, St. Louis, Missouri. John Dino Denis in our universe, 4 wins, 7 losses. He has 3 stoppage wins and 1 unanimous decision win. He has been stopped 6 times in his losses, also lost a tough majority decision. Leon Spinks in our universe, 1 and 2. His 2 losses have been via, 1 loss has been via the TKO, another a majority points decision. His only win via unanimous decision. In reality, Leon Spinks, former heavyweight champion who upset Muhammad Ali, 26, 17, and 3, 14 stoppages. Many of those losses came past his prime. He had a very short prime, Leon Spinks, but when he was younger, he's a solid fighter. For John Dino Denis, he was a trial horse, someone who people beat on their way up. Good fighter. 45, 5, and 2 with 20 stoppages. He lost to George Foreman, Jerry Cooney, Joe Bugner. Off the top of my head. I do think he beat Scott Ledoux. He's a T, so he's more of a boxer. Spinks is more of a slugger. He's a type P. And Spinks should have an edge in control. A slight edge in power goes to John Dino Denis. Endurance will go to Spinks. Let's go to the ring. Our first of 4 preliminary round, $25 million pyramid tournament. And here we go. John Dino Denis, Leon Spinks. Denis will be out of the red corner, Spinks the blue corner. And the lower the control number, the better. You can see Spinks will have a huge edge here. Spinks will try to get inside. Denis will try to box from the outside. The bell for round number 1. Right away, Spinks moves in tight. Spinks, left hook to the body, right hand to the jaw of John Dino Denis. Denis behind the jab, lands the hook to the body. 2 good jabs, then the hook. Toe-to-toe exchange. Both fighters land. Both fighters throw right hands and miss. Spinks again pressing forward, trying to move Denis to those ropes. Spinks looking to work the rib cage. Rat-a-tats Dino Denis' ribs with a left and right. Now brings a left-right hook to the head of John Dino Denis. Denis needs to get off those ropes. Spinks continues to pound away at the body. Denis felt those shots. Under a minute to go here in round number 1. Spinks misses the right hand. No counter by John Dino Denis. Spinks still has Denis on the ropes. Lands a grazing uppercut. Final seconds of round 1. Spinks bangs the body at the bell. Good round for Leon Spinks. Takes the round quite easily. John Dino Denis had a couple of flurries, but not enough. He got trapped on the ropes. Spinks was allowed to use his physicality, pound away at the body, the arms, and land some headshots on John Dino Denis. Round 2 scheduled for 10. There's the bell. John Dino Denis on the outside, ring center. Spinks tries to crowd him. Denis lands a couple of jabs. Scoring jab. Denis lands a couple of more jabs, keeping Spinks at bay. Spinks works his way past the Denis jab, bangs the body and up to the head with winging hooks. Good, strong combination, though wild, by Leon Spinks. Spinks stays in tight. Denis smothers him. Spinks lands a shot to the body. Denis looks to counter. Denis comes back with 3 quick shots on the inside, now back at distance. Those were scoring blows by John Dino Denis. Toe-to-toe exchange. Both men land jabs, but the right hand missed for both. About a minute 13 to go in round number 2. Spinks again works his way on the inside. Spinks ravages the rib cage of John Dino Denis with 4 hard shots. Left, right, into the ribs of the man from Massachusetts. Spinks boring Denis back. Spinks again bangs away at the body with hooks. 40 seconds to go in round 2. Spinks pouring it on. Right hand to the body, left, right to the jaw of John Dino Denis. 15 seconds to go. Toe-to-toe exchange as Denis tries to fight his way off the ropes. Another round in the bank for Leon Spinks. He is wearing down John Dino Denis. 2 good rounds by Denis. Denis will fight even more elusively. In round 3, Spinks continues to try to apply that pressure and get on the inside. The bell for round 3. Spinks moves in, continues to focus his attack on the body of John Dino Denis, doing a fine job. Knee on Leon Spinks. Denis trying to work off that jab, doubling up on the jab. He's got to come with the right hand at some point. They tie up. Denis doesn't want Spinks to fight on the inside. Referee Dave Gardner breaks them. Spinks boring in, banging the body, the arms, and back to the body. Good job by Leon Spinks. Referee Gardner says that was a shot to the belt line by John Dino Denis. About a minute to go in round 3. Spinks gets past the Denis jab, throws wildly, he misses. Countering opportunity for John Dino Denis. There's the right hand. Finally thrown by John Dino Denis. Good counter by John Dino Denis. Under a minute to go, round 3. Denis feints a jab, lands a right hook into the body, then a left hook into the body. Now back at distance. Spinks moves forward. Spinks dipping and diving. Spinks firing away left, right into the body. Then the left uppercut splits the guard of John Dino Denis. 6 seconds to go in round 3. They throw and miss the bell. 3 rounds in the bank for Leon Spinks in my estimation. Though Denis had a better round, I just feel he didn't do enough to win it. Round 4 coming up. Our first bout of 4. In the Denis corner, they're telling him you gotta let your hands go and stay off the ropes. In the Spinks corner, Eddie Futch is telling Leon, bang away, chop him down. The bell, round 4. It's Spinks on the inside, Denis on the inside. Spinks banging away, Denis tries to tie him up. Now Denis lets his hands go. Lands a chopping right, left, right. On the inside. Toe-to-toe they go, ring center, Billy Goat to Billy Goat, phone booth warfare. Denis trying to impose his will on Leon Spinks. Spinks is a strong fighter. Spinks continues to ravage the body of John Dino Denis, finishing it off with a right uppercut, snapping the head of the man from Massachusetts. Spinks punching away. Spinks bangs the body and up to the head. Left, right uppercut this time. Denis starts to retreat. From the Denis corner, they're telling him, don't go to the ropes. Both fighters throw and miss. Action moves back to ring center. But it's Spinks firing away. Spinks misses the right, but lands the left into the body, quickly bringing it to the head of John Dino Denis. Denis in a bit of a pickle here. Denis needs to answer this. Denis throws, misses. Spinks ties him up. Under a minute to go. Spinks works his hands free, ravaging the arms and body of John Dino Denis. Denis is starting to wilt. These are hard body shots by Leon Spinks, gold medal winner at the 1976 Olympics. Referee Dave Gardner says those Spinks blows were on the belt line. 3 seconds left. Here we come up to the bell, and Spinks throwing, landing to the body, the bell. Another excellent round for Leon Spinks. We have it 4-0. The closest round in our estimation was round 3. Denis fought fairly well, though we did not think he won the round. Coming up on round 5, Denis will try to stay on the outside, work that jab. Spinks will bore in. Spinks, overhand right, left hook, clipping the jaw of John Dino Denis. Spinks again moves forward. Denis on the ropes. Spinks bangs the body and up to the head. Those are quick, wide, wild hooks, but they're getting through against the journeyman John Dino Denis. Denis trying to fight off the ropes. Denis lands a lead right, but misses with the left uppercut. Denis still on the ropes. They tie up. Referee Gardner breaks him. Action moves more towards the center of the ring, but immediately Spinks pounces on John Dino Denis. They throw and land. Toe-to-toe exchange. Denis trying to keep Spinks at bay with the jab. There's one jab, 2 jabs, but the right hand missed. Spinks works past the jab, digs a left hook into the body, but Denis wraps him up. Under 30 seconds to go in round 5. Spinks throws and misses. Denis just moves away. 17 seconds to go. Spinks pressing. Spinks lead right to the head. Left uppercut, then 2 body shots as he drives John Dino Denis into the ropes at the bell. 5 rounds down. We have given all 5 rounds to Leon Spinks as he looks to advance out of the preliminary round of our $25 million pyramid tournament. We'll go to the other ringside score. Our prognostications are unofficial. The ringside scorer has it 4-1 Spinks. He gave round 3 to John Dino Denis. I could see that. Dino fought pretty well. Here we go, round 6, scheduled for 10. Winner advances out of the preliminary round of the tournament. It's Denis on the outside. Feints the jab, lands a right hook to the jaw of the moving forward Leon Spinks. Can he repeat it? No, he cannot. Spinks just bores in. Denis smothers him. Spinks catches him with a jab on the way out. Spinks moves forward. Spinks gets past the jab, targets the body with a couple of shots. A grazing uppercut. Splits the guard once again of John Dino Denis, landing to the head of Denis. Spinks moves forward, bangs the body with both hands. Good job by Leon Spinks. Spinks pressing, Denis retreating. Spinks again digs to the body, comes up to the head. The head shots were parried away by Denis, but Denis is fading. He is fading. Spinks continues to apply pressure over and over again. More body shots by Leon Spinks. Denis dangerously close to those ropes. Under a minute to go here in round number 6. Denis misses his left-right left. Spinks bobbing and weaving. Spinks coming up firing. Spinks digs a left hook to the body, a right hook to the body, now a left-right to the head and jaw of John Dino Denis. Denis on those ropes. And that is it! Referee Dave Gardner has seen enough. He has stopped the bout here in round 6. It was relentless pressure by the Olympian Leon Spinks throughout the just under 6 rounds. The stoppage comes at the 2:36 mark of round 6. It is a TKO. John Dino Denis was taking too much punishment in the estimation of referee Dave Gardner. The bout is stopped. Leon Spinks will advance out of the preliminary round of our $25 million tournament into the next round. So an excellent job by Leon Spinks. We gave every round up until the point of the TKO to Leon Spinks. John Dino Denis just did not have any answers for the pressure and strength of Leon Spinks. And as Eddie Futch said, chop down the tree, and that's just what Leon did. Congratulations once again to Leon Spinks with the TKO victory here in round 6 over John Dino Denis. Let's quickly go to the fight report. Total dominance by Leon Spinks, as you can see. 47 punch points compared to 19. Again, these are not punches landed. These are the quality of the punches landed, like the points. It was a good combination, so on and so forth. So 1 down, 3 more to go. Our next bout of the evening, Louis Firpo, the Bull of the Pampas, taking on Duane Bobick, 1972 Olympian, for the U.S. So this is fight number 2. Firpo, Bobick. Duane Bobick, in our universe, 6 wins, 8 losses. 3 of his wins have come via the stoppage. 2 by unanimous decision, 1 by split decision. He has lost 8. He's been stopped 5 times. He's lost a unanimous decision, a majority points decision, and a split decision. So he could easily be 8-6. Again, in our universe, there's not a lot of easy touches. So there's some easy touches, but not a lot. Duane Bobick, in reality, 48-4-0 with 42 stoppages. His 4 losses, let's see. Kenny Norton was his first. John Tate was his second. Cali Notsia knocked him out. Who was his 4th? He lost to somebody else. I don't remember. I mean, obviously, that had to be his last fight, I would think. His 4th loss. So, Norton at the Garden, 1977. Tate, Notsia, not Harry Coetzee, but Cali Notsia, another South African heavyweight. And somebody else. Was it Philip Brown? Or George Chapman, maybe? All right, Louis Firpo. He's fought pretty well in our universe. He's 10-5. He has 4 stoppages, 2 wins by unanimous decision, 2 majority decision wins, and 2 split decision wins. He's lost 5 times, 3 of them by stoppage, 2 by unanimous decision. Firpo, in reality, 31-4-0 with 26 stoppages. His biggest win of his career, he stopped Jess Willard, former heavyweight champion. His biggest fight of his career, his heavyweight title attempt against Jack Dempsey. As you can see the picture there, he knocked Dempsey out of the ring, though would be knocked out in the 2nd round. Firpo will have the edge in endurance. Bobick will have a slight edge in power. Firpo might have a slight edge in control. To the ring we go. Our second bout of 4. Up next after this bout will be Ron Lyle, Bruce Seldon. Then the main event, our 4th fight, Jimmy Young, Earnie Shavers. Winners advance out of the preliminary round of our $25 million tournament into the next round. Firpo Bobick to the ring. Louis Firpo will be in the red corner. Duane Bobick the blue corner. They've had their final instructions. They're waiting for the bell. Firpo will apply the pressure. Bobick will also be on the inside. Referee Dave Gardner calls for the bell. Round number 1 scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds, heavyweights. And you can see Firpo will have the control edge. The lower the control number, the better due to his pressure. Toe-to-toe exchange as they're fighting phone booth warfare, ring center. Both fighters landed well. Firpo banging away with wild hooks to the body and head of Duane Bobick. Bobick is a slow starter, prone for early knockdowns and knockouts. Bobick looks to answer back. He digs a hook to the body, but missed a short right hand, a quick right hand to the jaw of Firpo. He just missed it. Firpo bangs away. His punches are wide, but a little quicker than Bobick would think. He continues to bang that body. It's all Firpo right now. Firpo, right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook. He shots her to the head. Bobick in trouble. Bobick is down. Bobick is down. What a horrific start for Duane Bobick. Firpo in the neutral corner. Referee Dave Gardner picks up the count at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is over. It is over. Louis Firpo makes it an early evening for himself and Duane Bobick. Bobick was hurt, some hard hooks, and a la Kenny Norton, it was all over. Bobick lasted a little longer than against Kenny Norton in reality, as Firpo takes him out with 1:47 into round number 1. Firpo KOs Duane Bobick, a disappointed Duane Bobick. His slow start I think you should have him shadow box 3 rounds before he comes in the ring. He's just a notorious slow starter, and it proved to be his doom. Also, as well as the fists of the wild bull of the Pampas, the man from Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina. There'll be much celebration in Buenos Aires. Louis Firpo, the bull, knocks out Duane Bobick. Eddie Futch was in Bobick's corner, did not have the same success as he had with Leon Spinks. Firpo absolutely devastates Bobick. Tremendous hooks. They're wide, they're wild, but they're aggressive, they're hard, and Bobick was counted out at the 147 mark of round 1. This fight is over. Firpo goes over to check on Bobick. Bobick obviously very disappointed. Firpo elated. He will move on. So that fight went violent and quick in the favor of Louis Firpo. Not much more to say to that, but Duane Bobick is disappointed. We'll now move on to our third fight, which will be Ron Lyle, Bruce Seldon. This could be Lyle Foreman all over again. Let's go to the preview. Bruce Seldon, he has power of an 8. Ron Lyle has power of an 8. Both men aren't the best beards. Lyle's chin's only a 5. Seldon's chin slightly better at a 6. Endurance edge, well, there is no edge. It's the same. Probably there's going to be a slight control factor edge for Ron Lyle. Lyle, in our universe, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. All 3 wins have come via the stoppage. His 2 losses, 1 via cuts, 1 by split decision. So Ron Lyle could easily be 4-1-1. Bruce Seldon has had 3 fights, 1 win, 2 losses. In all 3 of his fights, he's either knocked you out or been knocked out. He's knocked out 1 and been KO'd twice. So Seldon lets it all hang out as he throws and throws hard. He does have a good jab and a good right hand. He can be intimidated. Seldon's chin, well, -3 versus power 8 or better. So guess what? Ron Lyle has a power 8. So that's going to reduce his chin to 3 and his will to 2. So again, he's facing a big puncher and he might freeze up. That's what he normally does, as he did with Mike Tyson when they really fought, and Tyson stopped him in 1 round. Ron Lyle's overall record in reality, 43-7-1 with 31 stoppages. Lyle had a big win over Earnie Shavers. He lost to Muhammad Ali. He lost to Jerry Quarry. And he had a huge fight with Foreman, a classic brawl. He lost. Seldon's big win, probably when he won I think it was the WBA title? I can't remember who he beat. Could have been Tony Tucker. I don't think. No, it couldn't have been Tony Tucker. I don't remember who he beat for the WBA title. Defended against Joe Hip. Had some other good quality wins. And then Mike Tyson annihilated him when Tyson came out of prison. He was getting back all the title belts. All right, here we go. To the ring we go. Ron Lyle from Denver, Colorado. Bruce Seldon, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Bout number 3, main event to come, Jimmy Young, Earnie Shavers. Once again, our referee is Dave Gardner, ringside physician, Dr. David Little. They get their final instructions. They go to the corner. They await the bell. Lyle out of the red corner. Seldon out of the blue corner. And it's going to be pressure, pressure, pressure. Throw bombs. Don't blink. This bout could be over in moments. Here's the bell for round number 1. Both fighters race out towards one another at the center of the ring, and they're throwing bombs. It's Lyle throwing. Lyle banging to the body and up to the head with big rights and lefts. Lyle loading up, and now it's Seldon's turn. Seldon lands a right hand, but missed with the left hook. Lyle comes right back. Lyle, left hook to the body, right to the jaw of Bruce Seldon. Seldon absorbed it well, but Lyle continues to punch. Lyle, left right to the body, left uppercut, right hand to the jaw of Bruce Seldon. Toe-to-toe exchange. Lyle got the better of it. We have about a minute to go in round one. They're throwing bombs here at ring center. Lyle winding up. Right hand, left hook, right hand. Selden in big trouble. Selden knocked into the ropes with those power shots. Lyle looking to finish him. Lyle banging away. Selden taking punch after punch, hook after hook. And now the uppercut. Selden is down. Selden is down. Referee Dave Gardner picks up the count at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is over. Another first round knockout. Bruce Selden came out to wage war. Ron Lyle came out to wage war, and the war was won by Ron Lyle as he steamrolls Bruce Selden at the 2:19 mark of round number 1. Selden froze up once again against a big puncher, and Ron Lyle can punch. Ron Lyle annihilates Bruce Selden. The prior fight, we saw Duane Bobick get annihilated by Louis Firpo. The first bout of the evening, Leon Spinks, TKO John Dino Denis in the 6th. We now move on to our main event, Jimmy Young, Earnie Shavers. I think this will go a little longer. Joining us at ringside, Brian Hoxie says, "Good evening, Hal. Good evening, Al." Speak of the English, Al. "Hope you're well, my friend." I am okay. Thank you very much. Hope the same to you. One more bout. Well, Selden came out. He threw hard. He didn't land. Instead, he got tagged by Lyle, battered into the ropes, and down he went. Ron Lyle, winner by knockout, 2:19 of round number 1. Excellent win for Ron Lyle. He advances out of the preliminary round of our $25 million pyramid tournament. Bruce Selden is done. We move on to the main event, Jimmy Young, Earnie Shavers. I do believe they fought in real life. And I want to say Shavers won. I'd have to look that up, though. Earnie Shavers, in our universe, 8 wins, 5 losses. 6 of those wins coming by stoppage, and 2 unanimous decisions. His 5 losses, he's been stopped 4 times and lost a split decision. They have met head-to-head in our universe. Jimmy Young beat Earnie Shavers on a split decision, so there is revenge in the eyes and heart of Earnie Shavers against Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young, in our universe, 9 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. He's actually stopped 3 opponents and also won 3, and he's won 6 via decision, 2 by unanimous, 1 majority, 3 by split decisions. He has not been stopped. All 4 of his losses have been by unanimous point decisions. He does hold a victory, as we stated, split decision over Earnie Shavers. The longer the fight goes, the better it will be for Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young is a defensive type fighter. You can see his defense has a 3. The higher the defensive number, the better. Earnie Shavers has a 1. That's not good, but Shavers, tremendous power, 11 compared to a 1. Endurance will go to Young, as his endurance starts with 25, and Shavers' endurance is 15. Shavers wants to bang and bang you out. Young wants to box and wear you down. Jimmy Young's greatest win in reality was over George Foreman in Puerto Rico. I believe that was 1977. Won a 12-round decision. He dropped Foreman in the 12th, and he might have dropped him earlier in the fight. And Foreman would retire but would come back later, as we know. Earnie Shavers had some very big wins, had a couple of cracks at the heavyweight title. He lost to Ali, lost to Holmes. Shavers knocked out Kenny Norton in 1, I think, or 2. And Shavers also lost to Jerry Quarry. Quarry knocked him out. And Shavers lost to Ron Lyle. Yes, I do believe that. So, here we go. Final bout of the evening, the main event. Earnie Shavers from Warren, Ohio. Ali called him the Acorn due to his bald head at the time. Shavers 74-14-1 with 68 stoppages, again in reality. Jimmy Young out of Philadelphia, PA. Not your typical Philly fighter. Very slick boxer. They had slick boxers too, but they were known for more of aggressive fighters in Philly. 35, 18, 3, and 12. A lot of those losses came when he was well past his prime. Again, his prime was a short prime, because by the late 70s, he was not the same Jimmy Young. His prime comes from, like, in the mid-70s. Up to 77, obviously, when he beat George Foreman. To the ring we go for our final fight of the evening. Will this be another stoppage? We shall find out. Jimmy Young in the red corner, Shavers in the blue corner. Once again, our referee is Dave Garner. The ringside physician is Dr. David Little. Both fighters have their final instructions. They touch gloves. We await the bell. Young will try to use his jab all night long. Shavers, right off the bat, looks to pounce on Jimmy Young and knock him out. The bell for round number 1. It's Jimmy Young on the outside. Shavers will have a slight edge in control. He has the lower control number. He's fighting as a pressure fighter. Young lands a nice 2 jabs and then the right cross. Good job by Jimmy Young. Shavers lands on the belt line. Shavers trying to press forward. Shavers gets inside. Shavers, right hand was grazing. Left uppercut was grazing. Young moves away. Shavers again presses forward. Another left to the body and a grazing right hand, nipping the head of Jimmy Young. Shavers continues to press forward. Lands a couple of hooks to the body. Young moves away. Young's able to roll away from those punches. Big shots missed by Earnie. Shavers countered by Jimmy Young. Right, left, right. A beautiful 3-punch counter by Jimmy Young. 45 seconds to go here in round 1. It's Young trying to counter. Shavers trying to knock his block off. Young comes back with 2 jabs and a solid right hand square in the face of Earnie Shavers. Shavers has blood coming from his mouth. Young with a good opening round. 31 seconds to go in round 1. Shavers looks to answer. Shavers right hand booming. Left hook, right hook, left hook. Young is hurt. Young is hurt. 11 seconds ago, Shavers loading up. Left to the body. Right hand crashes on the jaw of Jimmy Young. Young badly hurt on the ropes. The bell should sound to save him, and it does. So Jimmy Young was having a heck of a round until those power shots of Earnie Shavers finally get through. Final 25 seconds. It was Shavers pounding away at a very prone, battered, and hurt Jimmy Young. He takes that round in the final 25 seconds. Young did everything he had to do to stand up, and somehow he did. So that was a good confidence builder for Earnie Shavers after Young pretty much had his way. In the Young corner, they want Young to box, box, box. In the Shavers corner, stay on the inside, just bang away. Body, arms, head. Round 2 scheduled for 10. Control edge goes to Earnie Shavers. Both fighters tie up. Referee Gardner breaks. Some Shavers looking to load him. Oh, they clashed heads as Shavers was coming in. Young was trying to move to his left. They clash heads. Referee Gardner looks at them. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. Brian Hoxie in the chat says Shavers TKO'd in the 3rd round. Philly and fight was a draw in the Landover in 1974. Is that over Jimmy Young? Cool. Thank you, Brian. Jimmy Young back at distance. Young lands a jab and a right hand. Scoring blows, not much on it. Jimmy's on his toes. Shavers gets on the inside, bangs to the body, and a hellacious right uppercut. Gets through the guard of Jimmy Young. Not elusive there. Young blinks, but there's no blood. Shavers again on the inside. Young tries to tie him up. Shavers gets through a little uppercut. Young again blinking. He might have got a thumb in the eye. Shavers got to take advantage of this. Young dangerously close to the ropes. Young banging. Shavers banging away. Now Jimmy moves away from those ropes, but some of those body shots got in. As they tie up, Young is holding and hitting. Referee Gardner gives him a warning. Final 32 seconds of round number 2. Young back at distance. Young lands a couple of jabs. Shavers dipping, coming up, and he's caught with a left-right hook. Excellent job by Jimmy Young. That was a close round. Who do you give it to? Do you give it to the pressure of Earnie Shavers? or the clever boxing of Jimmy Young? I'd probably go with the pressure of Earnie Shavers. Round 3 coming up. Shavers would like to make it a 4th knockout in our 4 fights. Here's the bell for round number 3. Young on the inside, Shavers moving forward. Shavers pressing forward. Shavers concentrating his hard hooks to the body of Jimmy Young. Young is going to feel those shots. Young puts a jab out there. Now lands a right hook into the on-pressing Earnie Shavers. Young, a beautiful 4-punch combination. That stops the Shavers' momentum for the moment. Young again with a beautiful 4-punch combination. Shavers backs up. Shavers moves forward. Shavers lands on the belt line. About a minute to go here in round 3. Shavers is tied up by Jimmy Young. Young holding both arms. Referee Gardner breaks them. 44 seconds to go. Jimmy Young being first. Lead right, left uppercut, and another right. Shavers blinking. Shavers winds up. Doubles up on the left hook, and now comes with the right hand. The left hook's landed. The right hand missed to the head of Jimmy Young. We come to the bell. It's Shavers punching. Right uppercut, left hook, the bell. Jimmy Young goes back to his corner, continually piling out his eyes and blinking, but we don't see any major abrasions or blood. So 3 rounds down, 7 to go or less. At ringside, we have Brian Hoxie. Round 4, referee Dave Gardner calls for the bell. Young will be on the inside. From the Shavers' corner, they're calling for pressure. Toe-to-toe exchange as Shavers jumps on Jimmy Young, but Young would not give ground. He let his hands go. Those were effective punches for both fighters. Another toe-to-toe exchange. Jimmy Young pivoting in the center of the ring, and he is throwing punches. He's setting down on his punches. Jimmy Young with a left uppercut. Right, left, right. Everything targeting the head of Earnie Shavers. Again, he is pivoting in the center of the ring. Shavers loading up. They land, but Jimmy Young gets the better of it. Jimmy Young setting down on his punches a bit. Jimmy Young, left uppercut, right hand, another left hand. Jimmy Young, his hands are just too fast right now for Earnie Shavers. Shavers is melting in the wind. Jimmy Young, right hand, left hook, right hand. Shavers, remember he had that blood from the mouth in round 1 before he pummeled Young against the ropes. Shavers loads up, misses the right hand. Grazing uppercut just clips the side of the head of Jimmy Young. Young now gets out of dodge. Shavers moves forward. Shavers targets the body. Now comes the head. Those were the best punches for round number 4 by Earnie Shavers. Young back at distance. Final seconds. Young triples up on the jab. Lands the right hand. The bell. That was an excellent round for Jimmy Young, though he did absorb some punishment. Young stayed within punching range, pivoting back and forth, rolling with the punches and landing his own. 4 down, 6 to go or less. D. Scott Howard has joined us here at ringside. Hope all is well with the Goat Whisperer. Richie Giacchetti in the Earnie Shavers corners telling him, put the pressure on him, put the pressure on him. You're okay, you've trained hard for this fight. My God, Earnie Shavers is huffing and puffing. Jimmy Young very calm in his corner. They told him, take him into the deep waters and drown him, Jimmy. The bell for round 5. We'll go to the ringside scorecard in a moment after round 5. And Earnie Shavers leaping right on Jimmy Young. Right hand, left uppercut, right uppercut. Jimmy Young just shrugs it off. Jimmy Young shrugs it off, smiles at Shavers. I think those shots were effective by Earnie. Jimmy Young comes back, 2 jabs and a solid right hand square in the face of Earnie Shavers. Ow! Shavers now, not only does he have blood from the mouth, but a minor cut near the right eye. Jimmy Young has a target. Shavers digs hard to the body. Oh, they clash heads for a second time. That's not going to help Shavers. Referee Gardner looks at both, says continue. Nothing on Jimmy Young, though. Both fighters throw right hands and miss. Young back behind the jab. Shavers gets past the jab. He looks tired. Shavers, right hand, left uppercut. That was a good scoring blow by Earnie Shavers. Shavers at this point, tired or not, he's out hustling Jimmy Young. From the Young corner, you can hear them punch Jimmy punch, but it's Shavers doing all the punching. Shavers rat-a-tats the ribs of the Philadelphia fighter. Now a chopping right hand, left uppercut gets through the guard of Jimmy Young. Young comes back with a jab and a right hand. That was a solid combination. But it's going to be Shavers at the bell, throwing, landing. They might not have been hard punches, but they landed for Earnie Shavers as Young rolled with them. We give round 5 to the tired but still aggressive and dangerous Earnie Shavers. I have it 4-1 Shavers. Let's go to the ringside score. Well, the ringside score has it 3-2 Shavers. Interesting. I have it 4-1. I only gave round 3 to Jimmy Young. Mark Jones has joined us. Manager, friend, and confidant of Primo Canera. Primo with a tough loss in his Glory Days boxing universe. Mark Jones' Glory Days boxing universe. He lost to Fred Fullerton or Fulton. I can't remember the name. But you know that guy, Fullerton, he's got some pop. As he says, Mark Jones says, Ohio versus Philly. You are correct. Here we go, round 6. From the Jimmy Young corner, we picked up box, 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 but let your hands go. And now you can see with the fatigue of Shavers, his chin is very susceptible at 4, and his will check is very susceptible at 4. His power just drops by 1. Let's see if Jimmy Young can take advantage of it as he's taking him into the deep water. But it's Shavers in control right now. And Shavers bangs away. Tired or not, he's throwing as hard as he can. He bangs the body, comes up with the right uppercut. Young spins away from it, but Shavers continues to punch. He lands a long jab, but not the right hand. Shavers slowing down, trying to work his way on the inside. Both fighters throw right hands, miss. 1:57 to go here in round 6. It's Shavers doing all the punching. Young doing all the slipping and sliding. Shavers again misses. Those big shots, when you miss, tire you out just as much as when you are getting hit by your opponent. Now Young looking to take advantage. Young, 2 jabs and a good crisp right hand. A good crisp right hand by Jimmy Young. Shavers digs a right into the chest of Jimmy Young. Young gets the hell out of Dodge. Both fighters land. They landed jabs there. 30 seconds to go in round 6. Young, they're telling him from his corner, pick up the pace, Jimmy. Jimmy lands a couple of jabs. 9 seconds to go. Toe-to-toe exchange. There's the bell. A very even pace. Do you give it to the tired but yet aggressive Shavers or the slick boxing of Jimmy Young? I have to agree with Young's corner. He has to pick up the pace. This fight is here to be won. Mark Jones says Fred Fulton was the man who defeated Primo Canera, and he hits like a mule. He hits like a mule kicks. Yes, it's an interesting. I read a little bit about him. I looked up. He could punch. Fought a lot of good fighters. Very interesting career, in my opinion. I fought him in Legends of Boxing. I think I fought him also. I think in Title Bout PC, but I don't think I've used him yet in Glory Days. I think I'm going to. We prepare for round number 7, scheduled for 10. If you're just joining us, our first 3 fights went short. Leon Spinks stopped. John Dino Denis TKO 6. Louis Firpo knocked out Duane Bobick in 1. Ron Lyle knocked out Bruce Seldon in 1. Round 7, scheduled for 10. It's Shavers trying to get on the inside. Shavers, tired or not, he just keeps pressing forward, digging hard shots to the body. But when he brings them up to the head, Young is able to roll away. Young has to punch. He's not punching. It's all Earnie Shavers. Young still maybe fearful of the Shavers' power. Shavers concentrating his shots to the arm and body of Jimmy Young. From the Young corner, they're screaming, punch, Jimmy, punch, but he's not punching. And now Shavers maneuvers Young to the ropes, batters the body, and comes up to the head, snapping Jimmy's head. Shavers looking to load up. Shavers missed the right hand, but the grazing uppercut gets through into the chest of Jimmy Young. They tie up, referee breaks them. Action moves to ring center. About a minute to go here in round 7. Again, Jimmy Young needs to punch. He's tying up Shavers. He looks the fresher of the two, but he's not acting that way. 56 seconds to go in round 7. Finally, Jimmy Young throws. A good stiff left-right combination. He needs more of that. Young ties up Shavers again. Referee Dave Gardner looks at Shavers, says quit it. Young, he says quit it. Final seconds, it's Shavers at the bell, winging lefts and rights, missing. Young slides away, goes back to his corner. The Jimmy Young corner is none too happy with Mr. Young. Another round in the bank for an exhausted Earnie Shavers. Young, sitting on the stool, is being admonished by his corner. They are telling Jimmy, you're taking him into the deep water, but you're not drowning him. He's drowning you. Come on, Jimmy. Come on. In the Shavers corner, Richie Giacchetti, using a lot of curse words, revving up Earnie Shavers. We're waiting for round number 8. Round number 8. We have Shavers well ahead. Jimmy Young has to pick up the pace. The bell, round number 8. Shavers on the outside. Young on the outside, excuse me. Shavers moving forward. Shavers jabs his way in. Lands a solid right uppercut. Shavers again stays in tight. Bangs the ribcage of Jimmy Young. Young not really moving. Shavers will rat-a-tat to the body and up to the head. Young taking these blows. It's all Earnie Shavers. Shavers throws wildly, misses. No counter by Jimmy Young. 1:25 to go. From the Young corner, they're pleading for Jimmy to throw punches, but it's all Earnie Shavers. Shavers digs to the body, driving Young into the ropes. Now lands a 1-2 to the head. Young on the ropes. Young lands an uppercut. Then the short right hand. He still lingers on those ropes. Shavers target the body with hard shots. 30 seconds to go. Young ties up Shavers. Referee Gardner breaks them. Action moves back to ring center. Final seconds of round 8. Young lands 2 pity-pat jabs at the bell. A horrific round for Jimmy Young. They are just dumbfounded in the Jimmy Young corner. They are asking Jimmy, what the F are you doing? Do you want to win this fight? Richie Giacchetti continues to rev up. An exhausted Earnie Shavers. My God, if Jimmy Young can put some punches together, I think he could drop Shavers. There's 6 minutes for Jimmy Young to reverse this disaster that's coming upon him. Shavers, ringside score has it 78-75. I have it 1 point more because I have it 7-1 Shavers. The ringside score has it 6-2 after 8. Slight delay as they wipe up water in both pugilists' corners. I take the advantage of that and take a little water myself. Here we go. 6 more minutes for Jimmy Young to do something. They're pleading with him as he goes out for round number 9. Young in control, and Young putting the jab on a exhausted Earnie Shavers. Young, 2 more jabs. He needs to land that right hand. He feints the right. Shavers digs a left hook right under his right elbow. That was a thudding body blow by a tired, exhausted Earnie Shavers. Both men exchange jabs. Shavers having a difficult time moving forward and getting inside. Shavers from distance lands the jab and a couple of hooks into the body. Young moves away. Again, from the Jimmy Young corner, they're pleading. You can hear them throw punches, Jimmy. Both men land jabs. 44 seconds to go in round 9. Earnie Shavers, overhand right misses, but the left hook grazed the chin of Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young comes back with a left. 2 hooks to the body, 1 to the head. Final seconds, it's Jimmy Young landing a right-left at the bell. It was a lead right, then the left hook. That's been the best round for Jimmy Young, and I still don't know if he's won it. Since round 3, that was his best round. The way I have it, Jimmy Young will have to knock out an exhausted Earnie Shavers. If he can put the damage on Shavers, he might be able to stop him. Richie Giacchetti telling Earnie, you are well ahead. Use your jab. Earnie Shavers knows only pretty much one way to fight. He wants to get in punching distance and wing, tired or not. In the Jimmy Young corner, they have not minced words at all. They have told Jimmy, you're effing blowing this fight. You're not going to progress in this tournament. $25 million wait at the end. You're one of the favorites in this tournament. Now, yes, you got a pretty bad draw. I mean, they're not saying that to him, but I mean, it was a blind draw, and he got Earnie Shavers. I think he needs a stoppage here. Here's the bell. They touch gloves. Let's see what Jimmy Young can do. Jimmy Young in control. Jimmy Young, 2 jabs and a hard right hand. Jimmy Young again opening up on a tired Earnie Shavers. Another 2 jabs and a right hand. Shavers starts to back up. Shavers ties up Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young needs to land. Now Shavers wings a left-right. The left was into the body. The right hand clipped the top of the head of Jimmy Young. Shavers again with a left into the body and a grazing right hand to the top of the head of Jimmy Young. Shavers punching. Young off balance. Jimmy Young needs to throw, and now Young does throw. Left, right, left. Shavers backing up a bit. Jimmy Young measuring. Jimmy Young lands a jab, a right hand, and a left uppercut. Shavers on the ropes. There's the bell as they exchange with Shavers back on the ropes. An exhausted Earnie Shavers cannot even raise his arms, excuse me. Jimmy Young puts his arms up. Fans begin to boo. They don't think Jimmy Young won. Shavers, I think Shavers won this fight quite convincingly. Yes, we give round 10 to Jimmy Young, and Shavers is very glad that there's no round 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15. We'll go to the judges in a moment. Ringside score had it, wow, 96-95, gave the last 2 rounds to Shavers. I have it 8-2 Shavers. I mean, round 9 was close, so 7-3 maybe, right? Wow. That's a 1 point. The ringside score sees it 1 point for Shavers. I see it 8-2 for Shavers, and at worst 7-3 for Shavers, giving rounds 3, 10 definitely to Young. And you could probably give round 9 if you're so wanting to Jimmy Young. But I still have Shavers the winner. Let's see, as we'll go to the 3 scoring judges in a moment. The judges' scorecards have been tallied up and now given to the ring announcer. The ring announcer is Kurt Berglund. We're going to go to the result. This is the only fight to go the distance. Our first 3 fights were stoppages. John Dino Denis was TKO'd by Leon Spinks in round 6. Louis Firpo knocked out Duane Bobick in 1. Well, Ron Lyle said, I can do that too. He knocked out Bruce Selden in 1. Here we go to Kurt Berglund and the official result. 97-94 Shavers. 95-95 even. 96-95 Young. It is declared a draw. Even Kurt Berglund was in shock as he announced it. They're going to have to do it over. Boos raining down upon the ring. And the officials. Holy cow. I thought Earnie Shavers won it. Again, I had it 8-2, 7-3 at worst for Earnie Shavers. So it was 97-94 Shavers, 95-95 even, then 96-95 Young. What the hell were these judges watching? Let's check out the scorecards. Wow. So, I mean, look, Shavers takes round 1, and they had it split. 2 judges, Shavers, 1 Young. But Young did have a dominated the majority of the round, but Shavers hurt him badly in the final 30 to 25 seconds. Mark Jones says Christmas came early for Young, that's for sure. Shavers takes round 2 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Young takes round 3 on all 3. Young takes... Well, Young... Okay, so I forgot about... Round 4 was a good round, but I think Shavers landed the bigger punches. And 2 out of 3 judges gave it to Shavers. That could have went to Young. That's a round I really didn't impress me enough to remember, so... A lot of jabs probably landed there by Young. Shavers takes... round 5, 2 out of 3 judges. Young took round 6 on 1 judge, and the other 2 judges had it even. Shavers took round 7 quite convincingly. Shavers took round 8 quite convincingly. Then Young took round 9 in the 6-6 round, and he definitely took round 10. Seeing what I see now, but you know what? Round 4 did not impress me from Jimmy Young. So again, I think it was a lot of jabs. But I still think Earnie Shavers won, even if I gave him round 4. to Young. I agree with Mark Jones. Christmas came very early for Jimmy Young, and we just got by Christmas. So Christmas once again in January for Jimmy Young. Wow, so they'll have to fight over. So what happens when it's a draw is you go to the bottom of the screen and you can see Butterbean has to fight Nady Brown again. Johnny Arthur, Terrell Biggs, that was a fun fight. And we'll probably show the rematch of Jimmy Young, Earnie Shavers. We'll probably throw Butterbean. We might show all three of these rematches. And I don't know what our fourth fight. Here's Fred. See, Fred Fulton TKO'd. He got an easy draw. Rudy Lumbers in 2. All right. Let's quickly go to what's happened in the action so far in our tournament. Again, we've televised 9 of these fights. 5 the first time and 4 this time. Nino Valdez defeated Billy Hunter by decision. Carl Mildenberger defeated Manuel Ramos by decision. Don Kakel TKO'd Pedro Lavelle, a.k.a. Spider Rico, in 8. Rodney Bobick won a decision over Bill McClure. Buddy Bear still to fight Carl the Truth Williams. Axel Schultz won a unanimous decision over Jack Bodell. Victorio Campolo of Argentina, unanimous decision over King Levinsky. Some of these guys got really good blind draws. Andrew Galata, Scott Ledoux still to fight. Mel Turnbow, I wish I did this one online. Upset Tom McNeely by split decision. Good for Mel. Picked up $100K. We'll pick up more in the second round. Thad Spencer, split decision over a tough Brian O'Malley, probably that's the way you would say it. Just probably a different spelling. Though I don't think it was that close. Yeah. They gave all the close rounds to Brian, but it was a split decision. I thought Thad Spencer won pretty easy. Bob Baker over the man from Finland, Gunnar Berlund, by decision. Jim Flynn, a majority win over Ronaldo Snipes. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. That was fun. And Flynn went down in the 10th. But survived that and won the majority decision. Flynn, my faux pas. Flynn dropped Snipes in the 10th. I was going to say, I remember that. He needed that knockdown. That was huge. Jeff Jordan over Tom Heaney. Split decision. Johnny Arthur draw with Terrell Biggs. That was a fun fight offline. Johnny Risco, who just wore down the Canadian Gordon Reset, stopped him in the 7th, and he's not a big puncher at all, but he just wore him down. James Braddock won a majority decision over the Spaniard Jose Manuel Urtain. Then we televised the Davidson-Mark Gastineau fight, which was a fun one. Davidson TKO'd a game Gastineau. Alfredo Evangelista beat Lou Bailey by TKO in the 5th. Jorgen Blin stopped Ron Standers on cut in the 2nd round. This was a fun fight. Henry Cooper and Randall Cobb. Henry Cooper won that. Bernardo Macardo, Tommy Morrison was televised. That was a war. Macardo knocked out Tommy Morrison, or TKO'd him. We still have to fight Joe Hipp and Ozzy Ocasio. George Johnson, Sonny Banks, 2 also ran. It was a really fun fight. And George Johnson won that by split decision. James J. Woody beat the brother of Muhammad Ali, Rahman Ali, by unanimous decision. Mac Foster beat Hans Berkey by split decision. The Argentinian Omelio Argamante TKO'd Stan Ward in 3. Peter McNeely TKO'd Junior Grant in 4. Jose Luis Garcia, unanimous decision over Boone Kirkman. Lucian Rodriguez, James Tillis still to fight. Ingemar Johansson struggled at times, but won a unanimous decision over Wayne Bethea. Tony Hunsicker still to fight Chuck Wepner. We'll fight that offline. Frankie Lynch, John Crockett still needs a fight. We'll fight that offline. This was a fun little fight here. Giuseppe Bebe Ross of Italy. Unanimous decision over the chin. Lantern Chin, Brian London of England. David Bay to take on Teofilo Stevenson. That will be online. Jack the Giant O'Halloran, who played one of the bad guys in the Superman movie, beat Billy Daniels by unanimous decision. Donovan Razor Ruddock, Charlie Retzlaff. I'll tell you something here. These guys can punch. You're looking at 6 power and 7 power. I think we're and then the chins aren't so well. Ruddock's chin's not bad, but I think we'll do that one online. Could be a nice little slugfest. Freddie Bayshore beat Jean-Pierre Koopman, best known for losing to Muhammad Ali in 4 TKO. Joe Hip, still the pride of Yakima, Washington. Yes, he is D. Scott Howard. The boss man, Joe Hip. Fought Bruce Seldon for the WBA Heavyweight Championship, lost. Toxie Hall. This was a little bit of an ups. I mean, Hall was a slight. I thought he dominated Kali Notsia, the South African. TKO'd him in 6. Johnny Boudreau, Johnny Boudreau, maybe? Is that how you pronounce that? It's a French-sounding name, I would think. Randy Stevens still to fight. That'll be offline. Weaver Galento will be online. Harris, Willie Bashmanoff, probably offline. Jerry Quarry annihilated Pedro Augusto in 1 round. George Chaplin beat Danny Wooford, TKO in the 10th. Alejandro Lavaranti beat Bill McMurray, TKO in the 4th. Francesco Damiani, unanimous decision over Gus Durazo of Philly. Sam Langford had a scare. He almost was knocked out in the first round to a 9 count, but comes back to TKO Elijah Tillery in 3. Cleveland Williams wiped out Ed Jones, Too Tall Jones, but Ed Too Tall Jones actually landed a haymaker early. That was pretty exciting. That was offline. Buster Mathis, the father, beat the Italian Alfio Righetti, who's best known for losing a decision to Leon Spinks by unanimous decision. Randy Newman, who became a referee, outpointed Jose Roman. And then we have our Leon Spinks, as we just saw, TKO'd John Dino Dennis. Herbie Hyde, unanimous decision over Bob Satterfield. That was a fun fight. Again, when Satterfield won his rounds, they were close, and Herbie Hyde, when he won his rounds, he dominated. Herbie Hyde actually dropped Satterfield in the 6th. As we witnessed, Ron Lyle blitzed Selden in 1. Fred Fulton beat Rudy Lumbers in 2. Lorenzo Zanone of Italy outpointed George Cook of Australia. David Tua knocked out Joe Erskine in the 8th round. He dominated Erskine. Louis Firpo, as we witnessed, blitzed Duane Bobick in 1. And Jimmy Young had the draw. Very controversial draw with Ernie Shavers. We thought Shavers won handily. Bonavina Chavallo will be on the channel. They actually fought in real life, so we'll have that on the channel. Normally, I don't have fights that really happen, but with a tournament, it was a blind draw. So, Jerry Cooney, that was on the channel. TKO Joe Bugner. He dominated Bugner. Joe Baxey, Jack Sharkey still to come. I think we'll put that on the channel. This was a fun fight. Greg Page, Marvis Frazier. Page comes back. Frazier was in complete control, and then he gets dropped 3 times. The 3rd time he couldn't get up. That was in the 9th. He took a beating by Page in the 9th. Got knocked out. Then, so these are the rematches from the draws. Butterbean has to fight Nady Brown again. Johnny Arthur, Terrell Biggs, and Jimmy Young will fight Ernie Shavers. So what we might do is have these 3 fights, and then the main event, Bonavina, Chavallo. I don't know. Something like that, maybe. So that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to thank D. Scott Howard, Mark Jones, and Brian Hoxie. My old coach, this is Mark Jones in the chat. My old coach said Satterfield hit like a truck. He was a hard hitter. His chin was iffy, I believe, from what I've read and seen. So thank you very much. If you enjoyed the stream, smack that like button. If you have not subscribed and you wish to do so, hit the bell for notification. If you do subscribe, your old coach fought him in the amateurs. Wow, cool. If you do subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Check out the other wonderful content creators in our community. Greatly appreciate everyone's time. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Treat people the way you can be treated. Hope you enjoyed the football this weekend. I really didn't. They put me out of the mood when you couldn't watch the Kansas City fight. Yeah, could I got Peacock? Could I afford it? Yeah. Did I want to do it? No. And I didn't do it. And I didn't miss it. I watched some of the Detroit game. That was good. That's probably the only game I watched the most of. I know Buffalo won. And Tampa was up. I checked the scores. Hopefully Tampa won. Hats off to them. I don't know if they did. But I'll find out afterwards as I prepare to make the coffee for the morning and jump in the shower. So, again, thank you very much. Stay safe. Be smart. Love you all. God bless. Man, we had 3 knockouts. A stoppage, 2 knockouts, and a very questionable draw at the end. That's boxing, my friends. And that's